deviled eggs, 3 ways: traditional, smoked salmon, and bacon jam. That would be a very classic deviled egg that we all know and love. And for my recipe, I write it for 6 eggs, which gives you obviously 12 deviled eggs. So just get your eggs cooked and peeled, and then we're going to cut those eggs in half. As you can see, mine are very pretty. I did another video on how to make your eggs really pretty like this, all natural. So I just like to use a fork to do this and break all that egg yolk up. And to that, I'm going to add a pinch of kosher salt, a couple turns from your pepper, and then 2 to 3 tablespoons of mayonnaise. And I kind of like to start with maybe 2 and then add if you need to, because I'd rather add than have it too much and have them too watery. And then between a half a tablespoon and a tablespoon of mustard. For classic deviled eggs, I really like the yellow mustard, but you could obviously do a Dijon here. And then I like sweet pickle relish. Now, you could obviously do this with dill. Just I'm a sweet pickle girl, and I don't tend to buy relish. I just use my pickles and give them a really fine dice. Now, for your relish, you want a good tablespoon of relish. Now, I like to add a little bit of apple cider vinegar, about a teaspoon of apple cider vinegar. Now, that vinegar helps create a nice balance between that really richness from the mayonnaise and the egg yolks. Plus, because your eggs are going to be sitting out at room temperature on your table for a while, it helps to preserve them and keep them fresher longer. And then you want to give it a taste and see what it needs. Maybe, it needs a little more mayonnaise, maybe it needs a little salt, or maybe it's perfect. Now you can obviously just scoop this. I do like to pipe mine, but when you pipe, you need an opening in your piping bag that's really big, because if not, it's going to get clogged up on you. Now I like to sprinkle my eggs with a little bit of kosher salt and pepper before I stuff them. And then we're going to pipe away. How beautiful is that? Isn't that gorgeous up against that beautiful red? Now, one thing I like about these little jerkins is to just use them as a garnish, slice them thin, and just stick it up in our beautiful little deviled eggs. And there you have it. Beautiful, classic deviled eggs. Isn't the colors amazing? For your smoked salmon eggs, the recipe is written for 6 eggs. And then I've also been known to cook a couple extra eggs just for the yolks, just to bump up how much filling I have and just make sure I have enough filling. Pinch of salt and just a little bit of pepper. And then just like with our traditional deviled eggs, 2 to 3 tablespoons of mayonnaise. So in the traditional deviled eggs, I did a little bit of apple cider vinegar, but for my smoked salmon, I'm going to do about a teaspoon of fresh lemon juice, teaspoon of Dijon mustard, and then a teaspoon of freshly chopped fresh dill. So again, we're going to taste and see if we need to add anything. I'm going to add a little bit of mayonnaise. It feels a little dry to me. Now, another thing that you can do is you can take a little bit of that smoked salmon, chop it up really fine and put in here, or you can just use all of your smoked salmon to garnish your tops with, which is what I like to do, but it's another option. And we're just gonna pipe them in our beautiful colored eggs here. It doesn't take a whole lot of salmon, maybe 2 ounces. And I just like to take a little piece and roll it up, and then it looks pretty like that, and then just sit that down into my egg, just like that. Isn't that pretty? And then to garnish, I like to garnish with a few little capers. Capers is one of those things that goes really well with smoked salmon. And just look how gorgeous is that. Isn't that beautiful? Bacon jam deviled eggs. Trust me, it's delicious. So I think by now you know the drill. And then that pinch of salt, and I think this time, so I don't forget, I'm gonna go ahead and salt my little eggies here, a little pepper. And then this is treated pretty much exactly like our traditional deviled eggs. 2 to 3 tablespoons of mayonnaise. And instead of the yellow mustard this time, I am going to use a spicy brown, or you could totally use your yellow or a Dijon. About a teaspoon of mustard. We're going to do that teaspoon of apple cider vinegar again, and then do about half of a tablespoon of your bacon jam. And I am going to go ahead and just dice that up a bit. Bacon jam is so sticky. And then in we go. Now we're going to get this mixed up and taste and see if we need to add anything. And now piping time. And then we're going to garnish the top of this with a little more of that onion bacon jam. And I would say, you know, just a little bit. You know, if you wanted a measurement, a quarter of a teaspoon, half of a teaspoon. I guess it's just about how much you want to put on there. And then also, if you wanted to garnish, you know, you could do some chives, some chopped chives, and, you know, and you could use that to garnish any of these if you wanted to add a little green color to it. You know, traditionally, a lot of people do paprika on their deviled eggs, and that, of course, is an option. All right, here we go. Bacon, jam, deviled eggs. Isn't it gorgeous? And those beautiful colored eggs. I hope you've enjoyed, and I hope you love our beautiful color on these eggs just to make them pop. Thanks for being here. Let me know which ones are your favorite and what you like to stuff your deviled eggs with. And I'll see y'all later. Bye.